All right, well, World of Warcraft Cataclysm is, a major new expansion for WoW. I mean, we're doing things that we've never attempted to do before. It should be a really exciting expansion. I think there should be more content than ever before. We have a lot of new plans for the phasing technology. One of the things that we found was when we did it with the Death Knight starting experiences, it really helped make that experience a lot more compelling than any of our other kind of quest lines. So we're taking that technology and allowing ourselves to be able to phase the terrain so that as players play through quest lines, the world can actually change with them as their actions impact the world. So in a lot of ways, that's like the theme of this expansion is having a more dynamic world. Whenever we make an expansion and we do something like introduce new races or introduce new classes, we always try to make sure that whatever it is we're doing kind of fits and makes sense within the concept of the world. In this particular case, the goblins, as players will find as they go through the quest chain, they get stranded on the Lost Isles. Thrall being the greatest shaman in the world, it's his kind of shamanistic duty to try to repair the wounds in this world. So in the course of doing that, they come across the goblins on the Isle of Kazan, or sorry, on the Lost Isles. And at that point, they sort of forge a friendship as they try to fight off the natives that are there and kind of the alliance threat that shows up that was trying to stop Thrall from doing what he was doing. So at that point, it kind of makes sense for the goblins to join the horde at that point.
The goblins of Kazan have found new allies.
For the Worgen, they were fearful of the Scourge and the Plague. They wanted nothing to do with the Plague. And as it was kind of creeping into Silver Pine Forest, they all got out of there, sealed themselves off at the Greymane Wall. So as the Forsaken are beating down the walls to claim access to new territory that's right next to them, it totally makes sense that the Worgen, that's the thing that the Worgen hated the most. As the world continues to evolve, that it's inevitable that different races are going to start to learn different things. These races are always in contact with each other. They're interacting with each other all the time. So it kind of makes sense that some of this knowledge and practices of these different classes starts to spill over to other races. And at the same time, it gives people more options. So much of the game is about character customization. Adding more race choices to the class combos gives players a lot more customization. Players can expect to see the gameplay itself be improved. But more than anything else, we want to update the encounters themselves and the spawning and all the abilities that the creatures use in there to jive a little better with the gameplay that we have today. Not only have our quest designs gotten a lot better, we've also gotten a lot better at the encounter content. Our encounter guys are better than ever at creating the scripted content that makes the bosses fun and interesting. We know a lot more about how to use spells and abilities for creatures to keep things really cool. So as we continue to streamline the game, it allows us to find the places where the game is more interesting because of additional depth and complexity. It allows us to kind of expand in those areas while keeping the game sane. So we have 5 new zones that are oriented around leveling up from level 80 to 85. We expect there to be a lot of quests to go along with it. We have a lot of different interesting environments. We have the Sunken City of Vashj'ir, which is our first ever underwater zone. We have Mount Hyjal that players kind of have known about, but never, other than going through the Caverns of Time and fighting in the Hyjal of the past, they've never really gotten a chance to see today's Hyjal. So we're opening that up. I hope that for everybody out there that remembered having good times in the past and some of the content back in Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, that they'll enjoy seeing it in a fresh new perspective. Also hope that they'll enjoy a lot of the new content that we're making. I think it'll be pretty awesome.
Deathwing has returned.